For freshers, like, do you see freshers also coming to London directly at this point of time?
So during my time when I was graduating, there was a lot of hiring, obviously.
Yeah.
We know that in 2022. But now I see that has reduced a lot.
For example, if at all a student who's a fresher out of India and he wants to come and work in London in any company, be it a big tech or a startup, so what would be the average starting salary of a fresher in London?
So usually when you start off in tech, your starting salary would be around
Tell me like 2-3 things apart from money that you are very happy about your job in London. A lot of people complete their bachelor's in India and they don't have a job. There are two options in front of them, either to figure out or do a master's in India or do a master's abroad or find out a job. But I think the situation is not that good that they get a job. Is it a good decision that they come for master's to London?
So in those cases, like people who have done masters do have an edge.
Something that you don't find good about London, like something that pushes you even a bit to move back to India?
Good question.
Hey everyone, so I'm in London and I have with me Aryan Nayak, who has been working with Amazon. He studied in India, got a job from there off campus, and he has been staying in London for past 4 years. Aryan, if you can briefly introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Arsh. I'm Aryan Nayak. I'm currently a software engineer at Amazon London. I've been here for almost 4 years and I've been working in the search team, which is related to the catalog.
How has been life in London?
It's been good so far. I've been liking the people that I work with and the work that I'm getting right now. More responsibilities and I got to grow in my role.
Do you see a lot of Indians working in and around you in London, in tech offices?
Yes, a lot of them have been working in tech, especially like a lot of engineers.
And what kind of companies do they work with? Like if you can name a few companies.
There are multiple companies, like right from the top tech companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook. They have their headquarters here as well, London headquarters, and then a lot of startups are there like Stripe, then Palantir is there, which is big enough, and some local startup as well, like one of the upcoming ones, 11 Labs is there. Yeah.
Is it like, do you have friends who are working in startups in London, and you also have friends who are working in big tech companies, right?
Yeah, both.
So what's the kind of difference, and like, are they all from India, and how did they get to London?
Yeah, some of them are from India. Like all of them, because I'm from a 2022 batch. So I have a lot of friends from that batch, and all of them came during the hiring process of 2022. Some of them are still in the big techs, which they joined in 2022. Some of them have moved. So like basically, I see a range of work difference in the kind of like work that you do in startups versus big tech. So some of my friends who were like at big tech, they told me that they had a lot of tools at disposal which they did not have in their startups, and they got to experience the building phase of like right from the scratch when you don't have like a CI/CD tool in your startup to work with, and like for example in Amazon you have everything for you, so you're not actually interacting or going through the process of understanding that. You're just using the tool.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Let's talk about some numbers, right? What are the kind of salaries that people get in London, and how are these different from India? Let's talk about averages. For example, if at all a student who's a fresher out of India and he wants to come and work in London in any company, be it a big tech or a startup, so what would be the average starting salary of a fresher in London?
So usually when you start off in tech, your starting salary would be around 50k. That will be the average.
50k USD.
50k pounds.
50k pounds.
Yeah, around that. That would be an average. Maybe
So
the startups, because when you are hired on a visa, there is some I think threshold of salary that you need to fulfill. That is I think more than 45 or 49k. So it should be more than that. So that's the fresher salary that a person would target at. Yeah.
So like if somebody is getting 50k pounds as a fresher, like is this the same for startups or big tech companies, or how does this vary? Like what can be the range? Like if it starts from 49,000 and it can go up to what? Yeah,
freshers can get up to like in a big tech like 80-90k, like the first year comp. If you're getting into a hedge fund or something, which will be more like they have a more base salary, so they might have something like 120, 100K as base, and then you
Got
also
it.
get bonus and stuff.
Got it.
So yeah, that can reach up
So
to.
let's take an average,
Yeah.
right? If somebody comes here, he starts at a salary of let's say 80k pounds or 90k pounds to begin with. How does this salary grow over a number of years?
Yeah, so in the UK, you usually have a high bump in the salary when you get promotions. So year on year growth is not that much. You would expect like 5 to 10% in between that. But when you get promotion, it can go up to 25 to 30%.
So 25 to 30%
yeah.
bump you can get once you
once you're
get a
promoted.
promotion.
Yeah. So usually people target that, or you jump ships and then you get a better salary there. Yeah.
And you've seen a lot of people, like, do they come after doing masters? Like, if there's an Indian, right, who comes to London, they do their masters and then join any company, or are there people who have directly completed their bachelor's or maybe masters in India and they've come here to work? So how have you seen, like, are these both kind of people, do both kind of these people exist? If at all yes, then what's the easier route and how can somebody get it?
So I feel that there are both groups of people.
Yeah.
Majority of people I see or like I interact with, they have worked in India for like couple of years, 2-3 years, and they surely get like an interview from Meta London or something like Expedia or somewhere, and that gives them opportunity to get the visa here and then come here.
Like anyone who is working in India for
Yeah.
let's say 2 years, they have
2
2 years
years.
of experience in
Yeah.
any startup or any big tech company.
Yeah.
They apply for a company directly in London.
Yes.
They can get the visa
Yeah.
and the company will sponsor. Like all the
Yes.
companies sponsor visas or
No. So there are companies which don't sponsor. Like the small startups surely don't do that. But like if it is a big tech, then they will definitely like.
It's like some of the companies which sponsor visas, like you
Like there are obviously like all the FANGs and
like Google,
there-
Meta, Amazon. Yeah.
Apple is also
Apple
here.
also.
Then Palantir, Databricks is there. Stripe. I've seen people joining Expedia. Yeah, and like some smaller startups who have like raised Series A, Series B, they also have the sponsorship, to give you.
So like if you're a working professional in India and you want to move to London and start working from here, maybe you can apply, go and find out jobs directly on a careers portal of these companies and see if there are any London openings, and you can start interviewing for those. And most of these bigger tech companies, right, any big name, like some company was, let's say, been there for past 10 years, or some company was raised Series B or Series C, I think they would surely sponsor if you're a good candidate. It depends upon your interviews also
as well,
a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way out for working professionals. But for freshers, like, do you see freshers also coming to London directly abhi at this point of time?
So during my time when I was graduating, there was a lot of hiring, obviously.
Yeah.
We know that in 2022. But now I see that has reduced a lot. But I would say, yeah, that's not what is stopping you. If you want to get into or like work in the UK, you can work in India for like 1 or 2 years, build that experience and apply. And obviously, like, you should shoot your shot. You never know, right? Like you can get an opportunity, and if you clear the interview, you might get.
And how did you apply? Like, you directly applied on careers portal of Amazon and you got the call back?
Yes. So in my case, I just directly applied. Did not have any referral or anything. I applied and I got the interviews. Yeah.
Got it. So if at all, like, someone who is looking forward to that master's route, do you have some more information, like how does that master's route work?
Sure, yeah. So usually people who come for masters here in computer science, most of the masters here in the UK is like 1
just
year.
for context, I'm asking this question because a lot of people complete their bachelor's in India and they don't have a job, right? So now there are two options in front of them, either to figure out or do a master's in India, or do a master's abroad, or find out a job. But I think the situation is not that good that they get a job, so they look out for a master's. Like, is it a good decision that they come for masters to London?
I think it depends on the person. So all the masters here are 1 year based, and most of them, if it's a research, can go more than that. And if you look at that master's program, it gives you a 2 year or like some amount of time after the master's, 1.5 years or something, to find a job. So you have that time to prepare yourself even after the master's. So you get that almost like 2.5 years to just get a job in the UK. Job market in the UK, like for the masters people, there are some jobs which specifically say masters or like 2 or 3 years of experience in industry, like one of those criterias. So
Got it.
in those cases, like people who have done masters do have an edge. Yeah.
And like for example, a fresher who comes to London, he earns let's say 80k pounds or 90k pounds in the beginning. How much he's gonna save out of those 80,000 pounds or 90,000 pounds? Like what's the bare minimum that he, for example, X amount of money will be spent, X amount of tax will be calculated, this is the amount that he can like comfortably save. So if you can give that maths and calculation.
So yeah, it depends on the person as well and which city they are staying in. Let's say
Like
take an
if
example
at all
of
a person
London.
is living on in like on bare minimum,
Yeah.
like basic necessities are completed and
Yeah.
he's living in London. So I think let's take that example.
Yeah, like if they are staying in London, then yeah, their monthly rent and all the expenditure would go up to almost 2,000 pounds or something. And if they're starting off, let's take an example of they are getting 4,000 pounds per month. So that's like 24,000 per year that you're saving in that kind of salary, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's like 2,000 pounds will be spent on housing,
Yeah,
and
housing,
food,
groceries
everything.
and all
So
of
this
that.
is the
Yeah.
bare minimum, right? If you wanna.
Yeah, like it is an average, I would
It's
say.
an average, yeah. But if you like, you can go up to anything. and
Anything,
it
yeah.
depends, right?
Depends
So
on
it's
the
like
person.
24,000 pounds if you'll save in the first year, that is close to 28-30 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how much money you can save as a fresher if you come here, right? We see interview process in India. Like I have been talking about that a lot. Ki this is what is asked in Amazon interviews, or this is being asked in Meta interviews in India. How is the interview process of Indian companies, let's say Amazon India versus Amazon London, or Meta India versus Meta London? So what's the difference between the interview process?
So I haven't given like interviews in India in like past years,
Yeah.
so I don't know the exact level
Like
of
what
interviews they have.
interviews at Amazon London look like for, let's say, SG2? Like you would have a lot
Yes.
of people joining for
Yeah.
SG2, right? So what does the interview process look like?
So usually like they have a couple of coding rounds, and then there is like an machine design round, you can say, also like system design, or an object oriented programming round as well.
Yeah.
And they are tested, or like they are measured to be performing at SD2 level, so they are also expected to show some leadership principles and experience around like those leadership principles. Like if they have some stories around something like they showed bias for action, or they showed some invented something or something, simplified something, right?
Got it.
Yeah, those kind of questions would be asked in the interviews. Yeah.
Or I have in general heard from people the interview process in India versus London. So there's some difference. You will find London interviews a bit easier. It can be a bias also, but still, this is what I have heard, and this is general perspective. You'll find it on lead code discussions section also. The same, right? With like, if at all somebody is applying today, looking forward to apply for some of the companies in London, like which companies do you think are hiring right now, and they can just go ahead and look out for some opportunities there?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of hiring in like the banks, because London is a finance hub, you know that, and there are a lot of banks here, like JP Morgan and all of that.
So the JP Morgan keeps on hiring a lot of
people. A lot of people, and like all the big techs as well. I think the hiring for the freshers has gone down a bit, but for like mid-level, mid-experience,
SG2, SG3 or managers, you still have openings.
They have still openings, and people are ready to hire if you're good. So that should be the motivation, that you should be focusing on your like experience and your craft basically to make yourself better. And if you're good enough, then people are ready to hire you. Yeah.
Got it. And like, if at all somebody is applying right now for positions in London, is it like they should go ahead and directly apply? Is it like they should take a referral and then apply? How important is referral for applying for a job in London?
Yeah, I feel referral is important. In my case, it worked out, but that can be a luck as well. But you should try to take a referral. But if you're not able to get any, because if you ask someone on LinkedIn or somewhere, people would be ready to help you. And if you like justify your experience and everything, people are ready to help you. And if you don't get that within like, let's say 1 or 2 days of the job description, you should just go ahead and apply.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's better to apply in the early days of the job posting. Because your resume will be on the top.
Tell me like 2-3 things apart from money that you are very happy about your job in London.
Yeah, I think a lot of things that I'm happy about. Like for example, I do a lot of fitness and stuff, and I get a lot of opportunities
I
here.
think the kind of atmosphere here, right? The
Yeah.
kind of people, the kind of infrastructure, that's
Yeah.
something that's good.
Yeah, for sure. You have a lot of people who are into fitness, so yeah, I get that community here. Yeah, and
Something that you don't find good about London, like something that pushes you even a bit to move back to India.
Good question. Yeah, maybe the food. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be the one.
Food is not good in London.
Food is good, but the inertia to cook by
Yeah, so
yourself
it's like
and everything.
you can't keep a cook in London. It's tough to like manage and keep a cook.
Yeah.
You will have to cook your own meals, right?
Yeah,
if I'm
that's
not
right.
wrong. So
Yeah.
I think I've seen a lot of bachelors who are living in London and they're like cooking their own meals, doing their dishes.
Yeah.
That's something that you need to do on your own
Yeah.
if you look to have this kind of a lifestyle. But I think that's manageable, right?
Yeah, I believe every place has a pro and a con.
Cons.
So you have to choose your, like, it
Yeah.
comes at a cost.
Yeah, if you're staying
Yeah.
in Bangalore, maybe you can afford to have a cook or
Yeah.
somebody who comes for doing dishes at your place. But let's say in a city like London where there's minimum wages per hour,
Yeah.
right? So that becomes tough, and you can't shell out a lot of money
Yeah.
on something like on some of the things that you can. But most of these offices, right? If you go to big tech companies like
Yeah.
Google or Meta or all of these companies, you will get food with an office.
Right,
So you'll
yes.
get breakfast, lunch, dinner there. So I think
Usually,
it doesn't make a lot. It doesn't make a difference, right? You can have food there in your office. You can even have like all of these offices would have gym inside their office or
some of them,
campus.
yeah.
So you can have all of these facilities within the company only, and maybe on weekends you can look out for some of these options. So that's not a big challenge
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah.
Right. Final piece of advice for somebody who's looking forward to apply for jobs in London. Like any top 3 tips that you feel like has worked out for you or for people around you that you feel like all of them should keep in mind when applying.
Yeah, I believe what I said earlier as well, just to apply when the job posting is, fresh.
You need to look out for or set reminders or notifications of that
Yes,
career support. Like
exactly.
whenever there's something, it should be there in your email.
Yeah, on LinkedIn you can set a notification for
Yeah.
new jobs.
Yeah.
So that has been really game changing for a few friends who have who have changed jobs and stuff. The other thing that I would focus on would be still being consistent with your problem solving, because a lot of people when they are working as a working professional, they lose touch with that.
Do you still do DSA?
Sometimes, because when I take interviews and stuff at Amazon, so yeah, usually.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I hope this is very, very insightful for anyone who's looking out for jobs in London. I'll pin down Aryan's handles in the description below. You can go and check out. Maybe you can, if you have some particular doubt that is not solved in this podcast, maybe you can go and ask him. Thank you so much, Aryan, for
Thank you.
doing this. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.